The iodine market continues to grow. It's about a 40,000 metric ton market. Iofina is about between 2 and 2.5% of the world's iodine production, and the iodine market is growing. So us bringing on this incremental supply, not only at this project at IO11, but also the new Permian plant and plants that we'll be building in the future will take on some of that incremental growth in the iodine market.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Dr. Tom Becker. He is the president and CEO of Iofina. And Tom, it's good to see you. How are you?
Great, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Company out with really interesting news today about boosting your iodine production. And we'll talk about how you're going to do that in this new announcement. First off, tell me a bit about it.
Yeah, so currently Iofina has two business units, Iofina Resources, which produces iodine, and then Iofina Chemical, which takes that iodine and either creates value-added iodine derivatives or sells that iodine around the world. So, this project that we're talking about here is going to add to our iodine production side of the business, and we're really excited. It's a good news day for Iofina.
Yeah, in essence, it'll double your production. Is that right?
And it'll essentially add 50% more production at that particular plant. So we have 8 plants in operation. This is one of our plants, the IO11 plant, which opened in July of 2025. It's about 100 metric ton plant. So this will add another, somewhere between 45 and 65 metric tons of our crystalline iodine. So in round ballpark terms, another 50% added production at that particular plant.
I was looking at researching the company when I knew you were coming on, and I've seen you say this before, the fact that you like to maximize production in existing facilities, and that's something that you've really tried to do going forward, right?
Yeah, so this is a perfect example of that. It's a little bit different than what we've done in the past. A lot of times it's working with our partners to maximize the water flow that particular partner is bringing to the plant, but this is a little bit different, right? So this plant, which is in our central Oklahoma region, was built with some extra capacity to be able to bring more water online. And now we have a new brine supply partner that we're working with to bring more iodine-rich water to that particular plant.
Yeah. Tell me a bit about the timeline. And I know that you're working on another project as well. And so people may be wondering how that's going to affect things. But tell me a bit about the other one and whether or not this timeline is going to be any effect on the other one.
Yeah, so I'll start with that first. We're building a larger plant in the Permian Basin, our first one in that particular region. So it'll be our third core region of iodine production in the United States. That plant has been under construction for basically all of 2026. This particular project that we announced today won't affect the timeline of that. These are two independent properties. So we're still expecting the Permian plant to be online late in Q3 of this year. So getting back to the project that we announced today, it's pretty exciting, different project for us. It's with a new brine supply partner, which is going to bring nearby iodine-rich brine water to our existing facility. Essentially, what's going to happen is, they have water that congregates in an area pretty near our plant. And what we'll be building with our partner is a pipeline, which basically will take that brine water before it goes and is disposed of, bring it to our IO11 facility. We'll take the iodine out, send it back through another pipeline back to their site. So it's a project of building a pipeline to bring new water to this site. And for us, it's pretty exciting because this is a project that should have rapid payback. Our plant itself cost about $5.3 million to build last year with about 100 metric ton capacity. So this is a project that's going to cost somewhere around $1.5 million and to bring on another 45 to 65 metric tons. So the payback for this particular project is exciting for us. What's also a little bit different is that we are pretty dependent on this project from our new partner. So they will be putting the pipe in the ground to bring it back and forth. So it's not a project that Iofina is controlling except for the tie-in to our facility. So we're a little bit dependent on their timeline, but we expect this new project to be online sometime in Q3 of this year.
And just really quickly as we wrap up here, the supply and the need for it. Can you sort of talk to so people understand that this is something that is going to be very beneficial to folks in the U.S.?
Yeah, so the iodine market continues to grow. It's about a 40,000 metric ton market. Iofina is about between 2 and 2.5% of the world's iodine production, and the iodine market is growing. So us bringing on this incremental supply, not only at this project at IO11, but also the new Permian plant and plants that we'll be building in the future will take on some of that incremental growth in the iodine market. So it makes sense for us to be building in the United States where the consumption of iodine outpaces the supply of iodine in the United States. And Iofina has the right business plan and growth plan to meet that excess demand that's coming in the iodine market. So I think all this makes sense. This new project that we're utilizing existing facilities and having a rapid payback, and the more rapid expansion that we've announced here over the last couple of months for not only the Permian plant, but we'll be building additional iodine plants afterwards. So stay tuned for that.
All right, look forward to hearing more about that. Tom, thank you so much. Good to catch up with you, and congratulations on this.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, Dr. Tom Becker, the CEO and president of Iofina.